Week 1 of the NFL season is in the books. We've got the top touchdown props for week 2 coming up. Welcome into the Draft Lab, everybody. I'm Joel Worth, and this is the Statement Games IDP Plus touchdown prop show for week 2. We're going to be dipping into the regression files this week. We're going to be talking about players that had a level of production that would have suggested they scored a touchdown, but didn't score a touchdown in week 1. We're going to try and look and see if we can get some extra odds in our props this week based on the fact that these players did not score a touchdown in week 1. Traditionally, historically, if you go back like throughout the player pool in the NFL, a player will usually score a touchdown for every about 105 yards rushing and something like 115 to 120 yards receiving. So if a player has that kind of level of production and doesn't score a touchdown, they're a good bet to kind of regress back to the mean and score a touchdown the next week, in a coming week, or something like that. So we're going to look and see which players hit those marks but didn't score, and see if we can get some good lines on a touchdown prop for week 2. Now, remember, before we get into this is not gambling advice. What you do with your hard-earned money in a state where, or an area where legalized gambling sports betting is legal is up to you. These are just some numbers and some props that I like. The props below come from DraftKings as of this afternoon when I put this together. They may have changed. As always, check around for the best lines and the best props to get the best value for your money. So let's start with Travis Etienne of the Jacksonville Jaguars. He and the Jaguars are going to Cincinnati this week to play the Bengals. Last week, Travis Etienne had 16 carries for 143 yards, 3 catches for 13 yards, so 156 yards from scrimmage. Definitely you would have an expectation that he would have scored at some point in that game. He's going up against a Cincinnati defense that not very good, was very bad last year. Looks like they're going to be pretty bad against the run again. So this is an excellent matchup for Travis Etienne. Again, Cincinnati's got a very high-powered offense. You would think that Jacksonville's going to want to run the ball, eat some clock, keep Joe Burrow on the sidelines. And additionally, we got the Tank Bigsby trade this week that absolutely seems to clear the runway for Travis Etienne to be the RB1 in Jacksonville by himself. As much as I like Bashal Tutin, and as many Bashal Tutin bags as I have in best ball this year, he's still a rookie, and Travis Etienne's been there for a while, and so you would think that this is going to be his show for at least till mid-season. So I think Travis Etienne is an excellent value this week at plus 110, basically even money, but I still like that value there. He is my favorite touchdown prop of the week. Next, we're going to go to Breece Hall of the Jets against Buffalo. Last week, Breece Hall was 19 for 107 on the ground, 2 for 38 in the air. This Buffalo defense looked really bad last Sunday night. They looked old. They looked slow. Derrick Henry just absolutely devoured them. So I think this is a great matchup for Breece Hall. This is a Jets team that's going to want to run the ball a lot. Yeah, again, there was all that preseason fear, uncertainty, and doubt about whether was it Braylon Allen, was it going to be a split backfield. This looked like Breece Hall's backfield. Almost 20 carries last week, 21 total touches. Breece Hall is the man in the Jets backfield. All those worries have faded into the background. Yeah, there's definitely concern with Justin Fields carrying the ball and getting rushes and maybe vulturing some goal line opportunities. But this is still an excellent opportunity for Breece Hall. Obviously had the production that you would expect to score a touchdown. Plus 150 to score a touchdown this week. Love that value right there. Now let's move on to the wide receivers. Puka Nacua of the Los Angeles Rams at Tennessee this week. So got to go cross country. That's a little bit tough. But again, 10 catches last week on 11 targets, 130 yards receiving. He was the man. All those worries about Devontae Adams splitting touches. It was the Puka Nacua show in week 1. Didn't score a touchdown, but had the production that we would expect one for. Plus 25 or plus 125 is an excellent price for Puka Nacua at Tennessee. So I like that value as well. He was absolutely all over the field. And he left the field for a while. Had that bad cut over his eye. Had to go into get checked for a concussion. So he didn't even play a full game and still had enormous numbers. So I love Puka Nacua this week. He's my favorite wide receiver target in the touchdown prop market. Then we're going to move on to Jackson Smith-Njigba of the Seattle Seahawks. They are at Pittsburgh this week. Last week, just a monster week for JSN. 9 catches, 13 targets, 124 yards receiving. He was basically their entire passing offense. I think Sam Darnold had 140 yards from passing or something like that, and Jackson Smith-Njigba had 124 by himself. He was almost entirely their entire passing offense. Unbelievable numbers. Going against a Pittsburgh team that gave up, we expected this Pittsburgh defense to be really good, but they gave up production last week, over 30 points to the Jets in a back-and-forth affair. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think we're going to see a 60 points scored in a game between the Steelers and the Seahawks, but Jackson Smith-Njigba is their entire passing offense. I think they're going to have to throw the ball this week. I think Jackson Smith-Njigba is going to get in the end zone. Plus 165 is his number, so excellent value there for Jackson Smith-Njigba. And then one more, number 5, Hollywood Brown of the Kansas City Chiefs. 16 targets, absolutely phenomenal number. Obviously, Xavier Worthy went out, got injured, the collision with Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce only had 4 targets in that game. So no Rashee Rice, no Xavier Worthy, and Travis Kelce only got 4 targets. He is not a big part of their offense. Hollywood Brown picked up the slack, 16 total targets, only had 10 catches, not great efficiency, 99 yards. Again, not great for that kind of target volume, but you got to think that he's just there. The passing offense is going to revolve around him as well. Now, he's not the kind of close to the line of scrimmage player that a Rashee Rice is, that a Xavier Worthy is. He's not going to get layup targets. He's more of a downfield target. But we've seen that Hollywood Brown can be efficient. We've seen Patrick Mahomes support this kind of player before. So, had to figure that going into the game, the Chiefs were going to expect to revolve their offense around Xavier Worthy. Then he goes out on their first drive. They basically had to scrap that game plan. So, that efficiency the lack of efficiency can probably be forgiven a little bit for Hollywood Brown. But where else are you going to go? Obviously, like you said, Travis Kelce's not really a big part of their game plan. You got Juju Smith-Schuster. What else is left in the passing game? Isaiah Pacheco could, even in that script where they didn't have reliable receivers to throw to, Isaiah Pacheco was still splitting carries with Kareem Hunt. That running game looked absolutely stagnant. They couldn't do anything on the ground. So a little bit concerned with the offensive line play. I expect it to be better for the Chiefs, and with a downfield target like Hollywood Brown, that's a little bit of a concern. But still someone, I think, a great value for a touchdown this week. Again, 16 targets is insane volume, plus 155 on DraftKings for that number for Hollywood Brown. So I like that a lot. So there's 5 players that I think are great values to hit the touchdown, reach the end zone this week with your touchdown props. Travis Etienne at Cincinnati, Breece Hall against the Buffalo Bills, Puka Nacua at Tennessee, Jackson Smith-Njigba at Pittsburgh, and Hollywood Brown of the Kansas City Chiefs playing against the Philadelphia Eagles in a Super Bowl rematch this week. Plus 110, plus 150, plus 125, plus 165, and plus 155 are the odds on those players. You put them all together, you want to build a big 5-leg parlay? Not the safest bet, but kind of fun, right? You want to throw a little bit on that. Full parlay odds, plus 78.82. So basically 80 to 1, pretty close to 80 to 1. Put, $5, you make close to 400. I threw this down at $2.50, half a unit for me, to win 200. So kind of fun. We'll see. But those are the 5 players that I like and the best regression candidates for a touchdown in week 2. Again, I'm Joel Worth. You can find me here on Statement Games every Wednesday night with Mark Salino previewing the Thursday night game for the Statement Games platform. Got so much going on here at IDP Plus and Statement Games. So much cool stuff coming down. So do me a favor, like, subscribe. You don't want to miss anything that we've got coming. Also, if you've got if you've got a favorite prop you like, drop it in the comments. Show everyone. Put it out there. If you've got a take, put it out there. Put it in the comments. We'd love to see it. If you've got a favorite touchdown prop for week 2. Now there are some other players that qualify. I should have said this earlier. There are some other players that qualify for this that I expected score, but just have terrible odds. Christian McCaffrey, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor, at minus 170, minus 175. Just not, I don't want to bet that. In a vacuum, do I think those guys are going to score? Yeah, absolutely. But I don't want to bet those odds. Just really poor odds to, bad return on your money. So don't like that. So again, I'm Joel Worth at the Joel Worth on the socials, on the Twitter, on the Blue Sky. Reach out, shoot me a DM, follow me on Twitter. Happy to talk about touchdown props, anything like that. Again, like and subscribe. Statement games. Check us out on Wednesday night with Mark Salino previewing the Thursday night game. That's it for the touchdown props for week 2. Thanks for checking us out, and we will see you next time.